Okay, let's go for a ride. ठीक है, Sagar, Sushma, if you can also turn on video, it would be good, guys. Okay, so we'll be getting started in a minute, everyone. Okay, okay, ठीक है. Nice. Okay, so we have everybody all full house with video camera on. So now that is focus and responsibility. ठीक है, चलो अभी फटाफट we will be applying changes into our life. With focus we will learn, apply and try to completely override our life and our belief systems. ठीक है, so yes, we have made some, like you have some notes also arranged with you, right? Make a pen, paper, copy. ठीक है, now first of all, you guys will be like, we are in a technology world and why these notes and pen and paper? Like, we can just make soft copy, and nowadays it is not even required to type something. You can just run it via some audio player. It will take my voice and convert it into text and give it that also. Okay, so what you need to understand, that's what technology is advancing like anything, but our mind, body, brain, we learn still the same way. And as a learning curve, still whatever you have learned in your childhood, that sensory organs, they are still the same. Okay, the brain still learns in the same manner. What you see, what you feel, what you smell, okay, all the five sensory organs that we have. Okay, so your voice, your sight, your smell, your touch, and those sensations. So the brain still learns from the same five sensory organs that we have learned from our childhood. Okay, now the point is कि देखो, when you write something, okay, automatically you are very closely involved because you are holding a pen. There is a hard copy paper, and when you are writing it, you feel it at the same time. There is touch involved there with more closely. You are writing every single letter with your hand, so the brain is more focused. You see it, okay, you are focusing on that. You might tell it, you might hear it back. So automatically you will realize कि you get very much closely involved when you start writing things down. Okay, and that's the reason it is going to work out. But if you just type it over, so it just happens. Okay, so you need to understand one thing. Yeah, so we'll get into what is the today's topic, but many times in your life you might have realized this. Let's say you're traveling somewhere. Okay, so you're sitting in a like, let's say, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or any public transport. You're traveling through some place. Now nowadays what is happening to many people, you might have observed on yourself, I have personally experienced, our mind is so much lost in thoughts. We just remember that we have like started our ride, and we remember the ride has finished. Beach ka sara we forget, because the brain is so much processing other things. Okay, we have a lot of thoughts and all going in our life, so we remember starting. Okay, we started, and we completely, even though our eyes are looking at the road and everything, but mind is somewhere else, and it's like you don't even remember what you have seen in your journey. Okay, this is a practical psychology which everybody goes through. Now what is happening is we are not focused. Okay, so this is one of the thing. Daily we come here for this session, 9 to 10 we do. Point is, I personally know there will be a lot of things going on in your life as well, right? So there will be challenges, there will be struggles, there will be some things you want to do, some pain, struggling there. Everybody goes through a lot of things. The point is, if you are not involving closely in grasping these learnings, you will realize that in the end your mind will still wander here and there, and you will not be focused to extract the value from you. Okay, so that's where it's required that you physically involved. Camera turning on was this activity, so that you take it seriously, you involve closely, you make some notes, you absorb it nicely, so the results will be more permanent. Okay, so everything has a need, and that's where we do that. Okay, Sagar, Swapna, Lakshman, वापस से camera off करके, like batting behind the screen. Okay, so if possible, yes, try to come, and it will be very much valuable than not having it. Seriousness automatically comes. Okay, okay, fine. Now chalo, let's get started with topic for today. Okay, it's a very interesting one, and it applies on everyday's life. Okay, it primarily deals with, okay, okay, Sagar says he will turn on in a few minutes. Okay, Sagar, yeah, suit your environment and then come live soon. Okay, okay, so guys, now the thing is ki, there are these two primary things which everyone has, and we need to utilize it properly. These are the most powerful tools which are given to us as a human being, which is our mind and the body. Okay, right from childhood it was there, our mind and the body. And if you know how to use it in the proper manner, it will give a lot of value and results from life. And if you are not able to utilize it properly, it backfires as well. Matlab, they itself will become your biggest challenges to overcome. Okay, so it has advantages and disadvantages both. It's very powerful. If you use it well, it will work in your favor, and if you don't take care of it properly, it will attack you, it will backfire on you. Okay, and that's a really big problem. Okay, so now we need to understand how exactly this mind and the body works, and what can happen if you don't take care, and how you should take care. Pura ka pura system we will understand that step by step. There is a process around it. Okay, okay, देखो, first of all you need to understand कि human beings are trained with patterns. Okay, right from childhood we observe, we learn, we do everything with patterns. What is pattern? Something you keep repeating. Okay, देखो, let's break down. When you were born, okay, we were not even knowing how to speak a language, and then what happened is we are just in an environment with our family, and they just keep talking with each other, with you, and you don't even know, in 2 years of time you start speaking the same words. Nobody tried to sit there and give you guys a like isko ye bolo and all that. You somehow you started speaking. They taught you maybe, okay, mama bolo, papa bolo, ye bolo, wo bolo. But the thing is, there are just words going around. You start just listening. Your brain, matlab, even dekho, now understand, this is where the magic happens. And you need to understand a human system. Okay, there is this part you don't even remember what you were doing when you were a child, and like initial 2-3 years of your life. That means your conscious brain was not even doing anything at that time. You don't have a memory of that. There was nothing in your conscious brain, but there is a bigger system of brain which we have called a subconscious, which was grasping, learning, observing everything. Now the matter of fact is, in your life, that bigger part of brain, you don't remember your childhood, but you learned something there. That kind of brain we have it right now also. Okay, that means even without focusing you learn, and that's what is our subconscious brain. Okay, so point is, if we start learning from that source, like our subconscious, we will learn and apply a lot of things in our life. So just understand, during childhood we were not actively trying to learn, but our subconscious mind was just observing, listening, and that's where the patterns started coming up. Constantly people are talking something, there is a pattern registered in us. Okay, whatever you keep repeating in your life, a pattern forms, and your mind takes that pattern, your body takes that pattern, and it will do it very easily. Okay, so it is simple. You learned a language with just pattern. Now understand the second thing. Some of you might be already like using laptops. Yes, we use laptop, we use phone on a day-to-day basis. So the more you repeat, it automatically becomes a pattern in your hands also, right? You don't have to even look at the keyboard when you type. So you're typing so frequently, typing becomes a pattern. If you have driven car or any two-wheeler, if you're driving a vehicle, that also becomes a pattern in life, right? You don't need to like clutch brake coordination, it will happen naturally. Now just understand what is happening. Let's say you're newly trying to learn a bicycle or a vehicle. During the beginning time, your brain has to focus on that clutch, brake, and all that coordination. Nothing but it was happening with the active part of your brain, who has to think, respond on the fly. But as you start using it very on a day-to-day basis, even if you don't actively care, let's say all of a sudden you're driving on the road, maybe you're talking here and there, and all of a sudden somebody comes, your brain still navigates, you apply brakes and something, you try to do urgent stop as well. Even without full focus, you are still able to manage it. Okay, you're talking to somebody, you can still type it. Nothing but just understand, we have a very powerful brain and a body mechanism. एक एक करके step by step we have to understand it and break it down, otherwise it will become very problematic for us. Okay, so just understand these examples itself ki we are not actively thinking but we are actually doing it. You travel, your mind is somewhere else, you're actually looking at the world around but you're blank inside, you're not processing that information. This itself is an example ki we are running with big systems in our lives. Okay, somehow the life is operating by itself and we are not even aware of that, and we need to know how to use it because it is happening on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so just understand the first conclusion ki whatever you keep doing in your life on a repeated basis, that will become a habit within us. Doesn't matter whether you're doing is good or bad, but whatever you keep doing, your brain will learn it, your body will learn it. Okay, and if you learn good things in your life, you will be successful. If you learn bad things in your life, you will have a failure in life. It is as simple as that. Okay, so whatever you keep repeating daily basis, just write the statement down because this itself is just like what will impact us. Okay, whatever you keep repeating daily will convert into habit, will convert into habit, will convert into habit, and will decide our future. Because your brain will learn like that, your body will learn like that. Now देखो अभी comes ki yesterday we said your life is your responsibility, right? Nobody else is coming right now, you're in your homes, nobody is even maybe monitoring you how you're spending, when are you waking up. Bachpan mein there was a different environment, your parents used to like wake up at this time, sleep at this time, don't do this, don't do that. As you grow it's like ke ha apni life hai tashan mein jiyenge. Okay, so now just understand ki what's happening is now you need to evaluate what do you do on a daily basis. Okay, what are the good habits in you, what are the bad habits in you. So that will be some activity you might have to just sit down and just try to do a self analysis. Okay, what are the good things which I do which will really help my life in future, and what are the bad things about me. So self analysis will be required, and once you identify that, you need to understand ki what are these things which you have been doing since like many months or even years, because that has become a pattern in you and we need to break that pattern. Okay, so the second point is you need to now analyze. So I would request you ki okay, right now itself we'll do this exercise right now. Okay, so let's do this exercise right now guys. Ke what are the, okay, write down 3 good things which you do right now in your life, which are good for you. Okay, and 3 habits which you follow every single day but you think it is going to damage your life. Okay, think about it, write down 3 activities which you perform very regularly which you feel are good for you, and on the other side write down 3 activities which you feel are painful, matlab in a long run it will fail you. So think about it. Okay, you have to analyze, you have to make your brain work. Okay, I'll give some suggestions, but थोड़ा खुद को सोचने लगाओ guys. Let the brain process it. What are the good habits you have? What are the bad habits you have? And guys, everybody has negatives. Okay, so they don't say कि यार मैं तो perfect हूँ, एक भी negative. Like everybody has it. ठीक है? Like me, you, and you pick the successful, greatest people of the world, उनको भी रहता है, and they work on that. That's what they reduce it. Okay. So 3 good things about you which you keep repeating, and 3 bad things, bad habits in you, which you somewhere deep down know okay, it is going to impact us. It could be with your emotional state, like getting angry a lot. That could be a bad habit. It could be constantly self-doubting yourself. That's again a bad habit. 3 good लिखो, 3 bad लिखो, so you will realize, देखो, yeah, ठीक है, think through. I'm also doing it along with you guys. And while you're noting it down, try to write most impactful ones. Okay, based upon like priority, most significance on your life, the bad habits which most significance on your life, like wasting on social media. It's a bad habit which you encounter a lot. Maybe if you get very angry or irritated too often, then that has a bigger priority. So something which really has an impact. 3 good things, 3 bad things. Okay. Okay, written. ठीक है. Now देखो guys, what happens is whatever you repeat, it will, your mind and the body will absorb it. And these are the patterns which you have written right now, like good habits, bad habits. These are the patterns which is absorbed in your mind and the body. Okay, let's say some examples. It becomes a repeated habit, and you need to understand, like driving a two-wheeler, it will happen naturally. If these habits are in you as implanted in your mind and the body, it will start becoming natural in you. So if you get angry, you will realize you don't have to think for being angry. Your nature itself will become angry. If you start doubting yourself, naturally you will be always doubting yourself. You're not actively thinking about it. Understand, the brain will backfire on you. Okay, you have done it so long enough, it will just happen naturally. If you don't believe in yourself, it will happen naturally. If you have acquired any bad habits, let's say, like okay, few basic things. Let's say you don't work out. Good habit is, yes, I work out. Bad habit is, I don't work out. Or another habit is, like, let's say you constantly eat junk food outside. Constant junk food outside. You know that cold drink is bad for you. You know that spicy too much is not good, but still we have it. There is no logical reasoning behind it. It's just like we still do. Somewhere it has built in as a system ki chalo pizza khate, maza aega, with cold drinks. So just understand ki what has happened is, somewhere our mind is not processing it anymore, whether it is going to be good or bad. Even if it processes, we don't care. Internal system wants you to go to KFC and eat it, kind of. Now just understand, we have repeated it so much enough, and our belief is so strong internally ki we just do it naturally. And that is going to cause us problems. If you continue doing your negative bad habits naturally, it will end in disaster in your life. Okay, there was a big celebrity, like while he was in his 50s and 60s, उसको बहुत बड़ा सा like intestine में problem हो गया था because of constantly drinking all this like cold drinks and stuff like that. So then he got like treated in hospital, bada sa operation hua, and after that he gave and came in public and gave an announcement ki from going on in future I am never going to advertise for any such kind of products, because he saw the impact on himself. So, and we know that it is going to be bad, but still we do, because our brain is not processing it anymore. We feel like chalo kar lete, kya hoga, because all these things have impact in long run. Nothing will happen to you tomorrow. But too many things, when accumulated for many years, will break down one day. Okay. And many, like, we, since we are not seeing the problem for tomorrow, who cares about 10 years what is going to happen? That's where we just keep doing it, doing it, doing it, and that becomes our life, and then it impacts someday. So just understand these negative habits which you have written. Positive है तो very good, continue that. उसको कुछ करना नहीं है. You have to see what is improvement area and positive. But more serious concern is unknowingly negative habits should not continue in our lives. You need to interrupt that pattern. Okay, now there will be, now you have to now get into a deeper thought and observe your negative things and see कि भाई what kind of pattern is coming there, and एक एक करके उसको तोड़ना पड़ेगा. Okay, you have to interrupt the pattern, like, by putting efforts. Okay, it will not happen by itself. If you don't do anything, it will just continue. So now just understand ki how to interrupt this pattern and how to train your mind and body for something new which you are not doing it maybe. Okay, because change is required. In order to succeed in life, change is required. So whatever patterns you have followed and these negative habits have come to you, for example, I'll tell you guys a pattern which now many people are memorizing is, whenever there is a phone next to you, relate with it. Okay, whenever there is a phone next to you, okay, as soon as a notification comes, doesn't matter what you're doing, your hand just goes there, you unlock your phone and you check it. It's a pattern which is memorized. Observe it. It has become a pattern in people. As soon as you see a blink or a vibration, your hand just goes there, takes the phone, does it. Okay, now some people have memorized a pattern like this key. After every some time, you just go to your Facebook feed without even thinking. You just start scrolling, you see a few things, you start digging more and more and more. That has started to happen naturally to people. Observe, guys, observe. It is impacting our lives. We are not thinking with our active brain. We are just running by now like atomic system by itself. Okay, so we just go, unlock, start scrolling, and you realize 5 minutes done, and like you will be, I was doing something else. How all of a sudden I'm doing this? एक pattern बनते जा रहा है, and that pattern is being like stored into our minds, and that is going to cause us trouble. So that's what you have to think deep enough, and एक एक करके you have to remove all these patterns from your life which is impacting you by intercepting it. Okay, now what is going to happen? Okay, now let's say, what is intercepting a pattern? You can do it like, it's completely up to you. You have to think, this is my problem and this is my habit which I have. It is following this kind of a pattern. Okay, and once you observe this, you can break that pattern and at n number of places. Okay, for example, one simple thing I'll just say, while doing the work, keep your phone on a flight mode and keep it away where you cannot even see it. You do this whenever you work. I'm not saying all 24 hours do it like that, but whenever you are at work, or you're, let's say, taking a course, learning something, just hide this phone. It should be flight mode or somewhere where vibrations and call will not disturb. At least for 2 hours, it is okay if you're not seeing this device. Okay, so you keep it at some place where you don't even see it. Now what happens is, you will realize, you do this right tomorrow, you will experience, okay, initially your mind will look for it. Where is my phone? Where is my phone? Because it is trained inside. Now once it tries to look for your phone somewhere, and then you will be like, okay, I have hidden it, so I don't have it right now. So then you have to push your mind and the body back. This is what happens to, like, dekho guys, at one side, all of you will know ki addiction is so bad, right? Somewhere we all feel ke smoking, drinking, and many people, like, if you are not a smoker and a drinker, like I am not a smoker and a drinker, so I many times get it, these things are going to spoil their health. Still, why do people do it? You go for a movie and then they are like, dhumrapan swasthya ke liye hanikarak, and all those ganda ganda images comes. What happens as a result of that? Now it comes naturally, right? It is so much like bad for health. Why do people do it? Now you understand this. Slowly and steadily, this is becoming an addiction in us, and you can experience that tomorrow for yourself. So one activity which I want all you people to try mandatory tomorrow, okay, whichever is your focus activity. Let's say you're doing a work right now, you're at work at office, or you're doing some trainings. So wherever like productive work is required, for that 2 hours or 3 hours of time, you just keep this phone in a flight mode or somewhere where you cannot listen to the vibrations, and hide it out of your sight. If possible, this is interesting, if possible, keep your phone in a different room and use it in a different room. Okay, even though if you hide it just here next to you, mind will go and turn it on and look it. Okay, there is psychological research ki you will be able to override your mind work if this phone is outside. Keep it far away, because क्या होता है पता है क्या, your body will be like, it is so lazy कि अरे कौन, who will walk and get that phone from there. You will feel so much lazy to even go and get it. It's like हाँ रहने दे यार, I'll sit here, that's relaxed. Okay, so tomorrow try this thing out. You will find कि देखो now, and observe ki what happens to your mind and the body. Okay, observation is key because that's where the learning will happen. So tomorrow whenever you're starting with your work, keep your phone on a flight mode outside in a room. Okay, and then 100% try to focus at whatever learning you try to do or work that you try to do, and then keep observing both these things, your mind and your body. You will realize that initially they will crave for it, they will want it. You will be like, where is it? Something is not right. You will feel something is missing right now. That will first step happen. Something is not right. Like, where is my phone? You will feel like holding something, nothing, but your body will also start reacting in a different manner, because right now you are habituated to pattern of unlocking, seeing notifications. Your body will feel different. Your mind will be like, something is not right, something is not right. Okay, this is how even addiction people happen. Okay, like if you take drink away from them, cigar away from them, and like they get like kya ho raha hai, kya ho raha hai. That's happening to us also unknowingly, because its impact zyada dikhta nahi hai, right? So that's where somehow it's continuing in society. So observe it tomorrow. Your mind and the body, nothing but what has happened, there is a pattern which is installed in you for your mind and the body. Tomorrow you will break that pattern. Do it. And tomorrow when we meet for the 9 p.m, we will even discuss randomly about okay, who applied and what observations you had. But I applied it, and it really, you will feel difference. Okay, now what will happen is, now understand, initially your mind and the body will resist change. It will not like to change. It will want ki as soon as I get my phone back, now everything is good. Just like an addict, you give him a cigarette back and he's like, now things are fine. Guys, we are becoming that kind of addicts. That's a real big shame actually. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा सोचो. Okay, listen about this. So initially your mind and the body will fight against you ki get me that phone, and I need that kind of. यहाँ पे जाके now you have to, with your conscious brain, the brain which thinks and makes decision, you have to apply your willpower and your brain to say, no, I made a decision for next 2 hours, no phone. I'm not going to do it whatever you say. And then you will realize one thing, when you, with your willpower and strong determination, you make this stand, okay, I will not do it, you will realize slowly the resistance of your mind and the body will start reducing. You have to become that strong. Okay, nahi karunga, I'll not do it means I'll not do it. And then second stage will come where your mind and the body will say, okay, fine, so you're not really going for it, so let me change to this new pattern of sitting at one place. Your mind and the body is so good, it will learn whatever you give it to learn. So if you're changing the pattern, it will take some time, it will take a few days. But if you stay consistent with that pattern, daily keeping your phone outside and working in a focused manner, your mind and the body will even learn that pattern. Thoda khud ke saath start playing with yourself for good habits, not for bad habits. Then you will find differences will come in your life. Okay? So, and then apply it. Dekho, simple example I'll give to you people. Okay, ki what happens in these times? some of you might have some pet animal with you. Okay, कभी रहा है क्या? Do you have a pet animal? Anyone? Like cat, dog, anything like that? Anyone? Chat में बोलो, है क्या किसी के पास? नहीं यार, everybody happy happy. अच्छा, Akila is having cat, हाँ? Okay, okay, ठीक है. So okay, so देखो क्या होता है with pet animals. We had cat, we had goats, we had chicken during our childhood. So so it was a lot of things. Okay, ठीक है. Sagar is like नहीं है. Okay, I'll tell you what happens. Okay, those animals, whether they think or not, but they learn patterns. Okay, there is a pattern by which they learn. You go to this ring, like circus mein pehle, like all these animals were trained, it was based on pattern. As soon as the ringmaster does the hunter like this, the lion will go and he will sit on top of that stool. The elephant will lift the legs when he does a certain pattern. Okay, nothing but animals can be trained in that manner. Similarly, if you have a cat and a dog in your home, okay, if you feed them food at fixed time every single day, they learn that pattern. They just learn it. Okay, if let's say on that day you're not keeping the food, they will come there and they will sit and they will start disturbing you. Okay, bhai, give me food, because they have learned the pattern there. Okay, daily at this time this guy gives me food. Now you need to thoda sa na. Okay, that's what we are doing this meditation with, like Sadhguru meditation we did last week, right? And Sadhguru wala meditation, he's like, he has done a lot of research about brain, he preaches a lot. So that meditation says, I am not my body, I am not my mind. Okay, thoda sa we are getting in a different flavor. Okay, while he says that I am not my body, I am not my mind, you need to understand, okay, you are still in control to train your body and train your mind. So understand, there are three parties now. One is your mind, one is your body, and one is you making decisions. I don't want this phone addiction. I don't want the addiction of the bad habits which you have written down. There are three parties now. One is your mind, one is your body, and one is you, your willpower. I don't want to do it. Okay. And you need to understand, you are different than your mind and the body. That's where Sadhguru in that meditation, Isha Kriya, he constantly says, I am not my body, I am not my mind, I am not my body, I am not my mind, because he wants you to split up from them. If you split up, then you will realize, oh, okay, so my body wants the food, okay, or my body wants the phone. So automatically you will say, with your third person, your willpower, you will say, no body, I am not going to give you phone, you should sit here only. You are trying to train the way circus mein animals were trained. You're training your body and the mind. I will not give it, you have to sit here, that's it, I am in control. I am in control of my life, not the other way around. By this you can intercept the patterns. Okay, and similarly your mind will go here and there. You have to even tell your mind, no, right now I am focusing at work, you focus here only. And you will realize, so when I am not my body, I am not my mind, so there is a mind, there is a body, and there is you who is making these decisions. So your mind and the body is asking you to do something else, you will be like, no, I decided to learn without any disturbance, without phone for next 2 hours, I am going to do that. As soon as we are done with these 2 hours, then I'll go and get the food or the phone. So your mind and the body will learn it. Okay, apply this. And guys, this simple thing which we discussed, this applies for everything that you do in your life. So if you understand this concept, you can actually apply to whatever habits you have in your life. Initially, change the pattern. As soon as you change the pattern, your mind and the body will be like, no, 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 we want it back. Then you need to be in control. Okay, I decide, okay, you should not have that pattern. You be in that control, and then you stay with it consistently. This is where the third catch is. Staying with the new thing consistently, and then you will realize the mind and the body pattern, they will stop like pushing you. And you will realize in 1 week, let's make this a pattern right from tomorrow onwards, 10 to 12 morning when you are working, maybe 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. At that time, you don't take phone. Day one, it will be tough for you. But don't fall to your mind and the body. If you go and get the phone in between, that means you're still in the old pattern, and you know that pattern is going to not let you focus. You repeat it day 2, day 3, and you will realize by the next coming Sunday it will become very natural ki, okay, when I work I don't have my phone with me, and that is okay. That's how you train your mind and the body. Okay, so ek ek karke let's start writing some steps. Okay, first step number 1. Okay, okay, headline: how to break your old habits. How to break your old habits. And guys, isko practical karo. Let's take this also as a test case. When we are focusing at work for 2 hours, no phone, let's try to install that kind of thing in the life. Focus levels will go up, distraction will come down, you will get more results. Simple. Okay, yeah. So how to break your old habits, that's the title. Okay, step number 1. Okay, identify the pattern. Identify the pattern which is resulting in that habit. Identify the pattern which is resulting in that habit. Okay, for example, when you see phone notification, when you see phone notification, you automatically go to check and scroll. This is the pattern. When it happens very naturally. Okay, there will be very few people who will ignore it, but otherwise as soon as it buzzes, at least you go and see ki kya hua hai. That happens naturally. There is a pattern which is installed in people. Okay, that is example. Simple. So identify the pattern. Okay, step number 2. Okay, break the pattern. Step number 2 is break the pattern to interrupt this habit. Break the pattern to interrupt this habit. Now there are n number of ways of breaking it, but you take whatever you feel is most impactful. Now that's what you have to sensibly see your patterns and then break it. Okay, what we are saying is, okay, keeping the phone in separate room. For example, keep your phone in a separate room and work focused for next 2 hours. Yeah, during childhood बच्चों को बोलते हैं ना, for 2 hours you keep quiet and after that I'll give you a toffee. So like that you have to train your mind and the body for 2 hours. Let's just focus on work. After that I'll give you your phone. Okay, step number 3. Okay, 3 parties, 3 parties into bracket: your mind, your body, and your willpower. 3 parties: your mind and your body and your willpower. Okay, need to work efficiently to overcome your habit. Okay, next point. Next point: with strong willpower, resist the desire of your mind and the body. So whenever you're changing that pattern, okay, resist the desire of your mind and the body. Okay, and continue writing. For example, initially your mind and body will want phone. Initially your mind and the body will want that phone, comma, with your willpower control it. Don't fall into it, otherwise the pattern will not be broken and it will continue to happen. With your willpower, okay, resist it. With your willpower, resist it. Okay, next step: when you continue this new interrupting pattern, without any miss. This is important. As soon as you miss one day in between, the old nature will come back without any miss. Okay, for a few weeks. When you continue it for a few weeks, some people say forming new habit takes 21 days, some people say 60 days, some people say 90 days, some people say one. The point is, as long as it is not done, you should not leave it. Okay. So when you do it for a few weeks, okay, so when you do this new pattern for a few weeks, comma, your mind and the body will train for this new pattern, and it will, yeah, will train for this new pattern, and it will support you. Just, yeah, that's it, and it will support you. So just understand, you apply this for any of your life patterns, and you will be able to stay more consistent, use your willpower rightly. And once your willpower stays for the initial resistance, after that you will realize life automatically becomes peaceful. Okay. Now guys, यहाँ पे ना, you have to, now we have still 15 minutes for the session. देखो, unknowingly we have accumulated a lot of bad habits in our lives. Okay, you have to start analyzing. If you are not working out 5 days a week, and that too, like, you need to go to the extent of sweating. Okay, it is like told since ages, but if you're not doing it, you will have health problems with your lives in a long run. Okay, your body should be active, you should sweat, because there is, like, when it happens, the brain emits some different kind of chemicals which keeps the stress level down. Your body will be filled with energy. It has a lot of advantages. Not doing it, say, there will be a lot of other advantages. You will feel more lazy, your energy levels will be low, and in a long run it will have a lot of impacts in you. So this itself, a good habit will be 5 times a week you work out, so that you sweat till that point. If you're not doing it, it's a bad habit. So it is one habit which you need to install. Okay, now let's say another one. If you're always waking up late, okay, and I'm not saying ki dekho guys, it's completely a choice when you want to wake up, but if you habituate to life where you always wake up late, you will realize, in our life transformation itself, there were people, they said ki we always woke up at 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning. Okay, just simple thing I'll tell you, ki what happens is, okay, if you, like, let's say, start waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning, you get additional 2 hours or 3 hours additional time in that day, right? 6 to 8, 6 to 9, 2 to 3 hours of additional time where you are not disturbed by anybody else. Let's say you don't wake up at that time, you wake up at 9. What happens is, yes, you will not get sleep during night time also properly. Night may you stretch, and then, like, you sleep late maybe. Then the people, those who wake up early, they go to bed also a bit early. Those who wake up late, they sleep late. But the thing is, during night time, lot of times people are not trained to spend time on social media while they go to sleep. Matlab, productive time doesn't happen for many people during the night time. Maybe they are winding up the day's activity, or they are just doing this closing activity, social media, कोई movie देख रहे हैं, कोई time pass, chit chat, or calling friends, or just those kind of things happening while you go to, nothing but understand, 3 hours every single day, if you just move it from your sleeping time till 2 a.m., if you move it from there to the morning wake up time, morning may, you know what happens, when I've newly started morning routines, I realized ki when you wake up early, you don't really feel like doing social media. It's like सुबह उठ के भी time waste करना है. That attitude comes after waking up in the morning. Should I do time waste? No. The brain itself says, no, something meaningful should happen because you have woken up early. You will realize with this simple thing, I realized ki my life pattern changed. I started utilizing my 3 hours of my day. And just imagine why some people in life are successful and some are not is, everybody has 24 hours, but what you do with your hours? 3 hours, which everybody wastes and loses during the night time. If you convert these 3 hours into productivity hours, and I realize when you move it to morning, it automatically becomes productive. It's a pattern. A pattern of sleeping late has to be broken down and converted into a pattern of waking up early. These are some changes which you install in your life, impacts will be like huge. Okay, these simple two things: wake up in the morning, your brain will figure out something for your growth. What to do, what not to do, that's a second question, but at least wake up in the morning. You get 3 hours every single day for doing something good with your lives, and the brain will think and do something. Next, habituate to work out 5 times a week till you sweat. 30 minutes a day karonge, 5 days a week, you will be like enjoying your life like anything. Your energy levels will always be up. You will be excited about life. You will be like, okay, bring it on. Like attitude, personality will change, because when you work out, when you wake up early, when you take fresh air in the morning, it does some impact on your brain. Okay, so there is a lot of further research and all that, but these are 2 3 major things if you bring into your life. Like, it's a patterns you need to change, but if you do it, life is going to turn very awesome. And then there will be so many things, and with life transformation we will do it in future coming sessions, learning on a daily basis and all of those things as well. Okay, so we will apply that on a regular basis, and you will find differences coming. And know it, okay, whenever you want this change also, initially your mind and the body will say no, 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 but you need to do the same thing. Your willpower should dominate your mind and the body, and then we will change it. Okay, so this is what is for today. Now understand your mind and the body are very powerful tools, and they can do whatever you want. They will do whatever you want. If you allow it to do bad things, negative habits, it will continue like that. And if you allow it to go positive, it will continue like that. Okay, now whatever activity you have written down, tomorrow we need to try that thing out. Keep your phone outside for 1 week. Let's do this regularly, religiously. कि एक हफ्ते के लिए phone aside, and for 2 hours not going there, focusing completely on your work. Keep the phone outside your sight. दिखना, it should not come in front of your eyes. If it comes, you will feel like going. You do it for 1 week, you will yourself realize कि okay, it is possible to train my mind and the body, and that will give you confidence to do it for whatever comes next. And देखो, slowly slowly ऐसे ही we will be changing the pattern. And tomorrow's session, when we meet at 9, we are going to discuss all about this morning routine. And from next day onwards, we'll start waking up in the morning and applying things in our life as well. Okay, so whatever we said, think about it, process it, and start observing what are these negative patterns that you have, which is going to destroy, and then start working on that one by one. Okay, karte, there is a long life. Step by step we will master everything. Okay, ठीक है. So chalo, thank you everybody, and see you guys tomorrow 9 sharp. And yeah, come, like you have right now videos on, so अच्छा लगता है कि it looks like okay, focused learners are there. So tomorrow we will connect again and then take the learnings through. ठीक है, but keep it posted कि कैसे चल रहा है with your thing. I'll keep dropping reminders in our WhatsApp group कि ये करना है, वो करना है, kind of. Okay, ठीक है, चलो, thank you everybody, and have a nice day.